It's Friday, August 13th, and the time for your Barbados Today Morning news update. Barbados has recorded yet another gun-related murder. A man in his 30s lost his life last night at Hostel St. Joseph following a shooting incident. Police spokesman Acting Inspector Rodney Innes said officers were informed around 9:50 p.m. that the man had been shot while walking along the road. He said residents reported hearing a number of gunshots before finding the victim's motionless body on the ground. Investigations are ongoing. In other news, this Friday, the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association is standing firmly by its decision to require regular testing for employees who are not fully vaccinated against COVID-19. The tourism officials say while the number of individuals in the sector getting vaccinated was increasing, it was still at an unfavorable 35% for some entities and between 70% and 90% for others. BHTA Chairman Jeffrey Roach and the Chief Executive Officer Senator Rudy Grant told a news conference on Thursday that they believe education and awareness on the matter will help to get more tourism workers vaccinated and, if not, get tested regularly. Government has made no decision on mandatory testing and vaccination, and the town hall meetings are currently being held to get the public's view on the issues. Meanwhile, tourism industry executives are bracing for likely price hikes in poultry and other meat products, which they say could have a significant impact on the already struggling industry. The tourism and hospitality industry depend heavily on local farmers for poultry and other meat products. BHTA Chairman Jeffrey Roach said the imminent price increase situation must be addressed in a creative way.
The truth is that the increase that we're seeing, if not addressed in some creative way, will definitely have a financial impact on the industry, because this industry requires a significant number of inputs. And a lot of those inputs will be impacted by the cost increases that we're seeing. The increasing cost of feed that will then, of course, translate increased costs of poultry and other livestock. What we've seen is also the increased cost of shipping, which has then meant that that cost is passed on. So I think as an industry, we actually have to have a discussion on it, because I have heard what I consider some creative solutions being put elsewhere, which we probably need to have some discussion on. But it is a necessary conversation, because we already know that Barbados is viewed as a high-price destination. And while those costs are likely to be impacting, some of those costs at least, impacting multiple destinations in the same way, we're still seeing them compete for the same tourist dollar. And every additional layer of cost to the industry makes us a little less competitive.
At the same time, the Barbados Agricultural Society has again raised concerns over the possible increase in imported food items, which can be adequately produced locally. BAS Chief Executive Officer James Paul is worried that the recent hike in the price of certain commodities, such as animal feed, would trigger moves by some companies to import a variety of other produce that could put Barbadian farmers out of business.
One of the solutions I hear people calling for in respect of the whole question of the feed issue is to look at imports. Now, when we start to do that, we are not just talking about feed, we are also looking at other items, because in the same way that we say that farmers and their livelihoods will be compromised if we go to the importation of commodities that we produce locally, the same thing applies to feed. We have a feed plant here, and certainly those price increases did not occur through no fault of their own in respect of feed. And of course, I would like to ask that instead of us turning to importation, let us look to see how we as a Barbadian public can support each other more. And that is why, even for instance, I am saying that we have to monitor those persons and importers who will now want to use this increase in the price of local commodities to try to say we will have to import Not only more food, but more feed, but also more food.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from our regional neighbors now, Grenada is the latest Caribbean country to record the cases of the Delta variant. Health officials on a Thursday confirmed that 3 people had tested positive for the variant, one of whom was vaccinated. More in this report from GBN News.
Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles, in a press release issued on Thursday, confirmed that 3 of the COVID-19 cases recorded in Grenada in recent weeks are the Delta variant. The samples were collected on July 26th from arriving passengers from the United States and sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency CAFA for testing.
So this is the first confirmation that we have had of this variant here in Grenada. Previously, we have identified the Alpha variant, which was previously called the UK variant. Now, what does this mean for us? This reminds us that the world is a small place, and diseases that are found in one part can quickly make their way here. All right, we are not immune from any of the events that are occurring all around us.
The cases include a 48-year-old male returning national and 2 non-nationals, a 33-year-old female and a 34-year-old male. Only 1 of the 3 was vaccinated. Dr. Charles confirmed the receipt of the test results from CAFA on Thursday morning. He disclosed that 2 of the cases have already been medically cleared and the 3rd is expected to be cleared soon.
And finally, on the international front, the United States said it is sending nearly 3,000 troops back into Afghanistan to help evacuate staff from the American embassy. More from Reuters TV.
The president has ordered the reduction of civilian personnel at our embassy in Kabul.
The United States on Thursday urged U.S. citizens to leave Afghanistan immediately and said it was significantly reducing staff at its embassy in Kabul as Taliban fighters continued their rapid advance across the country. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said the U.S. was also sending 3,000 additional troops to Afghanistan in the next 24 to 48 hours to assist at the airport.
So are you concerned they're going to be under attack?
As in all cases, our commanders will have the right of self-defense, and any attack upon our forces will be met with a swift and appropriate response.
News of the embassy drawdown, first reported by Reuters, is one of the most worrying signs for the Biden administration about the security situation and the failure of the Afghan government to protect key cities. On Thursday, the country's 2nd and 3rd largest cities were on the verge of being captured by the Taliban. On the same day, the militant group also established a foothold in the strategic city of Ghazni, some 90 miles away from Kabul.
That's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.